Every parish is a family system, basic. A parish's challenges and problems are located in the system, not just in the nature of its individual members. A focus on symptoms alone, whether it be individual symptoms or even parish symptoms, or on a dysfunctional member in isolation from the rest of the body, is misleading. Every parish family seeks to maintain a balance or a status quo called equilibrium or homeostasis. And therefore, the system resists change, and therefore it will resist leadership and leaders. The more unhealthy a parish or an organization or even a nation is, the more anxious and chronically anxious it is, even if the members don't realize it. And Edwin Friedman, in his book, takes great lengths to actually say that the United States, from his day at the end of the 20th century into the 21st century, is a chronically anxious system. And every chronically anxious system manifests or expresses these 5 characteristics. And I want to go over them in detail because I want you to ask yourself, do you see these characteristics in your own parish family system? And what does it mean for you as a leader? Number 1, reactivity. Number 2, the tendency to herd together. Number 3, displacement of blame. Number 4, a quick fix mentality. And number 5, the absence of healthy leadership. Because in the face of the first 4, who wants to stand in front and put a bullseye on their chest? So let's look at the expressions or the characteristics of reactivity. Making or taking things personally, easily offended. Feelings are confused with opinions. Argumentative behavior. A lack of objectivity or calmness and perspective. Resistance of any well-defined stance or leader. A focus on the latest, most immediate crisis. An atmosphere of seriousness and a disappearance of playfulness. It's interesting that Joe last night said that the absence of playfulness is a sign of an unhealthy parish. He must have read Edward Freeman. The herd instinct. Emotional fusion with others. In other words, stuck togetherness in an unhealthy way. A desire for good feelings rather than progress. Dissent is discouraged. If you are a leader in a chronically anxious system and the herd instinct is in place, it's not a safe place to state your opinion, especially if it's not the popular opinion. Peace is valued over progress, comfort over anything new, and safety over adventure. If Lewis and Clark had been thinking safety first, they would not have ditched their canoes and learned how to ride horses. They would not have ventured to cross the Rockies in the fall, knowing that they could probably die during the winter. The herd instinct values rights over responsibility. A community that has this expression is willing to appease troublemakers and sabotage the strong and the healthy. Have you ever been to a General Assembly where dysfunction rules the day? Somebody gets up and states their opinion with an emotional expression, and everybody focuses on that, and it derails the General Assembly, and you're totally off topic, and it's hard to get back. We want to appease troublemakers and sabotage the strong and the healthy, and we're willing to lose leaders to protect the immature. Displacement of blame, blaming rather than owning. You will always know a leader because the leader blames no one. You positions rather than I positions. A focus on dysfunction rather than on strength and function. Adaptation to immaturity. It's a focus on the leader rather than one's own response to the situation. And it's a tendency to reject responsibility. When we go before God on Judgment Day, we will not be able to blame Him, and we will not be able to blame others. Then and only then, maybe perfectly, will we understand what it means to be responsible. But it's much better to start now. The last one is quick fix mentality, impatience and outward focus. We would rather focus on the sliver in our neighbor's eye rather than the plank in our own eye, to use Jesus' words. Quick fix mentality says that problems are fixed linearly with technique and technical solutions. Okay, that didn't exist for Lewis and Clark, and it probably doesn't exist in a very clean way for us as we look at the 21st century here in the United States. It's a desire to escape challenge. It's an oversimplistic view of life. It's people who have a low threshold for pain and discomfort. Of all people, this should not be true of us as Orthodox. We live an ascetic life of self-denial if we are living what we believe. We practice this week in and week out, actually day in and day out, if we employ the spiritual practice of watchfulness and unceasing prayer, remembrance of God. We should not have a low threshold for pain. The witness of an Orthodox in the United States should be so palpable if we just live what we believe. Focus on symptom relief, not fundamental core issues and changing those core issues. A desire for certainty and easy answers. An avoidance of the struggles that go with growth, the struggles that go with repentance, the struggles that go with change.